Tonight we will see the Europa League return for match week 2 of the 2017-18 Europa League campaign. And the Europa League is always known as lower, you can say secondary to the UEFA Champions League. And you can say that it's true, but it's still a European competition with some quality teams. This year in the Europa League we have the likes of Lazio, Zenit, Real Sociedad, Arsenal, Everton, Lyon, AC Milan, just to name a few. And we've seen some big teams go ahead and win the UEFA Europa League title. But before match week 2 of the Europa League does begin, I've got 10 things you probably didn't know about the UEFA Europa League. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, make sure to go ahead and click that like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and make sure also click on that bell button so you can be a part of the notification squad. Number 10. The beginning. The competition hasn't always been called the Europa League. Previously it was called the UEFA Cup. But the competition has been known now as the UEFA Europa League since the 2009-10 season. Following a change of format for UEFA footballing records purposes, the UEFA Cup and the UEFA Europa League are considered the same competition, with the change of name being a simple rebranding. Number 9. UEFA Cup Winners' Cup. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, nowadays the UEFA Europa League is regarded as the second most prestigious European tournament after the UEFA Champions League, but this wasn't always the case. The second place used to be held by the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup, the winner of which would go on to play the top team in the UEFA Champions League for the UEFA Super Cup, as is the case with the Europa League today. However, after entry of the UEFA Champions League was expanded in 1997, more of the best teams qualified for this tournament instead of the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup, drastically reducing the quality of play in the latter tournament. With only a couple of high profile teams entering each year, interest dropped among the public and football clubs alike. In 1999, the Cup Winners' Cup was folded into the Europa League, then called the UEFA Cup. And it's because of the Champions League expanding in 1997, we've seen a reduce of quality in the UEFA Europa League even to this day. Number 8. Some countries have never won it. There are so many teams representing countries in the UEFA Europa League. Places in the UEFA Europa League are given to clubs who finish in second place in their top national league across Europe. This means that the qualifying teams which face each other change unpredictably from tournament to tournament. Including the previous UEFA Cup tournament, teams from Hungary, Yugoslavia and Austria have never won the UEFA Europa League. Also, French and Scottish teams have made it to the runners-up a handful of times, but have also failed to take the title. Number 7. 104 teams. Most fans start watching the Europa League during the group stages, when there's only 48 teams put into groups of 4, and we see teams come up against each other to try and go ahead and win the Europa League. But to actually start off the Europa League, the first qualifying round includes 104 teams. This includes 31 domestic cup winners, 35 domestic cup runners-up, and also 35 domestic league third place teams. Also, 3 other teams qualify via the Fair Play ranking. And from those 104 teams, it gets broken down into 66 teams from the second qualifying round. In the third qualifying round, there's 58 teams. And then to the group stages with 48 teams, and then the knockout phases with 32 teams. And then the round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then all the way to the final when there is one team that goes ahead and lifts up the trophy. Number 6. Prize money. While similar to the UEFA Champions League, the prize money received by the clubs is divided into fixed payments based on participation and results, and variable amounts that depend of the value of the TV market. For the 2016-17 season, group stage participants in the Europa League awarded a base fee of 2.6 million euros. A victory in the group pays 360,000 and a draw pays 120,000. Also, each group winner earns 600,000 euros and each runners-up receives 300,000 euros. Reaching the knockout stages triggers additional bonuses, 500,000 euros for the round of 32, 750,000 euros for the round of 16, 1 million euros for the quarterfinals, and 1.6 million euros for the semis. The losing finalists receive 3.5 million euros, and the champions receive a whopping 6.5 million euros. It's insane how much money is put into these football tournaments. Number 5. Top scorers. We've seen some incredible attackers and scorers lace up a pair of boots during the UEFA Europa League, but the top goal scorer in the Europa League is Henrik Larsson. He played 56 games in the tournament, scoring 40 goals. Second is Klaas-Jan Huntelaar. He's played 42 games in the competition, scoring 34 goals. And third is Radamel Falcao. In 33 games in the Europa League, he's gone ahead to score 31 goals, an insane goal to game ratio. Almost a goal in every single game in the Europa League. But Henrik Larsson holds the record for the most goals in the UEFA Europa League to this day. Number 4. Most winners. The Europa League is a yearly tournament, and the title has been won by 28 different clubs, 12 of which have never won the title more than once, and the most successful club in the competition are Sevilla. They've won the title 5 times, they've never been runners up, and they won it 3 years in a row during the years of 2014, 2015 and 2016. And they've been the most successful club in the Europa League. Second is 3 teams that are actually joint on the same amount of wins. Juventus have won the title 3 times, being runners up once. Inter Milan have won the title 3 times, being runners up once also, and Liverpool have won the Europa League 3 times and have become runners up once also. Many other teams have won the title. Last year we had Manchester United lift up the Europa League trophy, and who is going to go ahead and be in the record books by the end of the competition this year? Number 3. 2018-19 season changes. There are some big format changes coming to the 2018-19 Europa League tournament. Beginning with the 2018-19 tournament, all domestic champions eliminated in the qualifying rounds of the UEFA Champions League will transfer to the Europa League, rather than just teams that are eliminated in the third qualifying and playoff rounds. The Europa League qualifying will also provide a separate champions route for these teams, allowing more opportunities for domestic league champions to compete against each other. And we're gonna have to wait till next tournament next year to see how this new format unfolds. Number 2, winners keep the trophy for a year. So here's a fact: the team that goes ahead and wins the UEFA Europa League keeps the trophy for a year before returning it to UEFA. After its return, the club can keep a 4/5 scale replica of the original trophy. Just like the UEFA Champions League trophy, the team that actually wins it doesn't hold on to it. And number 1, the trophy. The Europa League trophy, the UEFA Cup, is the trophy awarded annually by UEFA to the football club that wins the UEFA Europa League. The trophy was designed and crafted by Bertoni for the 1972 UEFA Cup final. It weighs 15 kilos and is silver on a yellow marble plinth. And it would be insane one day to just go ahead and see the Europa League trophy. Just see what it looks like in person, it would look incredible. But that is the 10 things you probably didn't know about the UEFA Europa League. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you go ahead and click that like button. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you go ahead and click that like button. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. Make sure you also click on that bell button so you could be a part of the notification squad. And that's it from me. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all on my next video.